You were born Nigel Allen Havers in London in 1951, raised in Suffolk. Your father was Michael, a prominent lawyer. Your mum's Carol, older brother called Philip. Now, you're from legal royalty. Your family's one of the most eminent legal families in the country.
Well, yes, I know that my grandfather was a High Court judge.
Wasn't he involved in the Ruth Ellis case?
He did.
He was the last person to be hanged in this country.
Yes, he was the judge at that trial.
I mean, amazing sort of piece of history, really.
Yes. And then he wrote to the Home Secretary and said, this woman must not be hanged. My brother has the letter, and the Home Secretary at the time ignored that. And then there was my dad, who was a QC and then became Lord Chancellor. And my brother is a very eminent QC. And then my aunt is Elizabeth Butler Sloss, who was the head of the family division for years, and the most fantastic woman. She's really wonderful. And then there's me.
Now, you're not just plain old Nigel Havers. You have a title.
If you can call it a title. I mean, my father became Lord Chancellor, and because of that, his sons are given the title of the Honourable. And as he handed it to me, he said, "Nothing honourable about you." So that was charming. Yes.
So you're the Honourable Nigel Havers?
I am, but I mean, no, not as if I'm going to say, "Hello, the Ivy, can I book a table?" Yes, it's the Honourable Nigel Havers. I don't think I'll be doing that.
When have you used that title to get yourself out of trouble?
Are you going to tell me I've used it?
Yes.
Oh, damn. I was just about to say I never used it in my life.
You used it with the American police once.
Oh, I did. You know, this was a pretty shocking story, really. I was with my agent and friend, Russ Lister, in Los Angeles, and we'd had a few bevies, you know, as one does, and I thought, I'm fine to drive home. Stupid thing to do, of course.
So you were drunk?
I'm being honest, yeah, I was a bit. And a police car obviously came behind me, and I didn't notice that, because you don't see the lights. I was doing 35 miles an hour, and he suddenly pulled me over, and said, "Where are you going? Have you been drinking?" And I said, "Actually, I've had a couple of bevies some time ago, and I'm going home now." And he said, "Oh, you're English?" And I said, "Yes. Do you have any identification?" And I said, "Yes." And I pulled out my passport, and on it has the passport, the Right Honourable Nigel Havers. And he went, "Oh, my God, are you the son of a lord?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Get on your way, sir."
What was your early home life like?
It was totally happy. I was sent to boarding school quite young.
Six years old.
But that was not unusual then. So I didn't think, what are you doing to me? You know, I thought, no, I should be here. And in fact, you know, I got on and enjoyed a lot of it and started acting there. So it was very important to me.
You were supposed to go to Eton, like your brother, but you made a different decision.
I was just about to almost pack the bags to go, and my brother had told me that the first year you have to be... It's called fagging, it's called. You have to do everything for the senior boys.
You were like a mini servant to an older boy.
You have to even warm the loo seat.
Warm the loo seat?
Yeah. And I thought, that will end up in the punch-up with me. So I did all the research about going to a drama school at that age, and I found one in London, which I thought would be quite good. You
went to your new school, and the ratio of boys to girls was alarmingly in your favour.
15 to 1.
Something like that.
Yeah. Within the minute walking through the front door of this place, I had a smile the entire time.
You were living alone from the age of 13?
Yeah.
Really after that?
Pretty much, because my parents had a flat in the Temple, and they didn't use it, and there was one bit of the flat that was no-go area, which was my parents' bedroom, but I'd long ignored that. And I don't know how many people were in that bed, but...
Well, how many were in that bed?
Quite a few, I think.
What?
Yeah.
How many?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 women were in the same bed with you?
Well, we were very tired, you know. It was a long night.
You must have been bloody exhausted.
I was exhausted, and there were lots of people in the flat everywhere. And my father just opened the door... And,
looking at you in bed with all these women?
Yes. He said, I'm back in 1 hour, and you will face the music. And he went. So I got rid of everybody. An hour went by, then 2 hours, he never came back.
So this was a party you'd had?
Yeah, I had a Saturday night party with all the girls from drama school.
You became friendly with the Rolling Stones thanks to your father, I think, from one of the cases he took. What was that? Well,
it was the summer of '67. We were sitting at home, and up on the news came the Rolling Stones in drugs bust. And my father went watching it. Went like this. He said, "Well, hope to God they don't ask me to defend them." And then an hour goes by, the phone went, and my father despaired and came back and he said, I shall be defending the Rolling Stones. And it was brilliant.
You must have thought, this is great.
It's the best thing.
And your dad got them off.
Yes. And he got to court, thousands of people, and Dad held my hand to cross the road, and I realised it was all sweaty. He was nervous. And all the galleries full of kids screaming and cheering, and then Dad, I leant over to Mick and said, "Can you stop that?" And Mick said, "Sure." He went, "Shh, silence." 2 hours later, got on his feet. 2 hours later, the judge said, "Not guilty, thank you very much." But, you know, they would never have gone to America, if you think of it.
Right, because it would have stopped them going.
Because once you have those charges, you can't get into the country.
Yeah.
So the difference would have been enormous.
Incredible,
so,
yeah.
Mick, if you could send an extra...
I'm trying to work out their entire American career might be, I don't know, $2 billion over the years.
Yeah.
How much do you want?
We could discuss that.
Watching you, I mean, getting quite emotional talking about walking with your father there.
Yeah.
He obviously meant a huge amount to you.
Huge. Very fair man. Never raised his voice. Never lost his temper. Never seen him lose his temper, ever.